liked about it?
I thought I could sit at a desk. I actually manifested, like, I just want a 9 to 5. I just want to sit there and just get my. I put that in the universe. I did.
But I think when you're in the same room with other people that are in the same industry and you can just be very transparent, like, hey, you're charging 70. Like, why aren't I charging that much?
I'd be lying if you are trying to come into this industry and you're like, oh, I'm not really a social media person, or oh, I'm not really like on social media. Oh, like I don't really like to like speak and this and that. Like,
but you have to.
It's a huge part of the business.
When you let the noise be loud, but you're able to still move and keep your eye on the prize, it's like there is no limit to what can be accomplished, right? Hi guys, welcome back. I am so excited for you to hear this conversation with my good friend Alisa. I know so much about her and we probably have about a 5-year history now, and I'm just so excited for you guys to get to know her. And just quick background, she is a single mom. She is a dance major. She is a personal trainer. She has a successful personal training business, but we're gonna go through like how she just navigates it all, and she does it with such grace. So thank you so much for being here. You are one of my original mijas.
Yes.
So anybody that has known me, and we have P here, guys. So P is our special guest as well, and she might make a little guest appearance, but that's real life, and that's what being a mom and trying to run a business and trying to create content is all about. So we are going to roll with it. Okay. So Alisa, like I was saying, you are one of my original mijas. And I feel like anybody, when I started out in Westco and I just started being the lead and helping you guys with your business, like everyone that I took under my wing, it was like, I didn't care how old you were, if you're 21, if you're 35, like if I was helping you, you're my mija. And like, you're still my mija to this day.
Yes.
So I want you to give a little bit of a background of how we started, because originally you were my client.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, we have a mutual friend group, but we never really connected prior to that.
No. We definitely had a mutual friend group. We knew of each other. And then Tolly was like, I love her. You need to get together with her. You guys are very like-minded. But I also needed accountability because so when I had came to you, I was training during my lunch hour. I would run to Ayala Park. I would work out at the park.
You were a hit queen.
And then I would run back to work and then sit back at the desk and then work till 4. But I needed the accountability, which was why I had reached out to you. So started training with you, and then COVID happened, and then you were like, we can still train.
Yes.
So we did our Zoom sessions. Gotta love the Zoom.
Yes, thank you, Zoom. Zoom kept me in business, kept me paying my bills. So thank you for that.
And I remember it crystal clear. Like, you were training me and I was like, I stopped and I was like, Marissa, I can do this. And you were like, yeah, you can. I was like, I'm literally paying you to keep me accountable at this point.
100%.
Because like, I know how to train, I know what I need to do, but it's the accountability factor that I need. And honestly, like, let's keep it real. Like, that's what people need trainers for. Like, I'm sure people are, I mean, when you train people, you're like, yo, your form is great. This is good. No, why you're coming to me is because you need the accountability. 100%. So that's definitely something that I needed from you, but like also through you, I was like, oh my God, like I can do this too.
100%.
And you were like, literally, whenever you're ready, come.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how long after that conversation, but I literally like quit my 9 to 5 and I was like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, I'm all in. We're going to make it work.
I just came to Westco, and thankfully you guys had the whole structure of like, you're new, it's a 3-month like kind of like process, and that, you know, we're going to work with you guys, and I was coming in with like 6 other people too.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel alone because
Yeah.
everybody else was in the same boat as me.
100%.
So it was a good space to start. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to start anywhere else, which is crazy. I look back, Self-Made Chino Hills actually reached out to me back in 2017. Like, hey, we
like
see
in your
you.
DMs?
Yes.
Oh
like,
my
hey,
gosh,
we
that's
see
nutty.
you know, if you want to come and train here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't even get what they're saying right now, because
I feel like 2017, that's like cold market. I mean, like, that was just an ick way of marketing, right? Like, you're going through anybody who has maybe looks like a trainer, and you're saying, you're copying and pasting the same exact thing.
Yeah. I was like, I don't even think I responded back to it. I was like, no, because I was just working out just for me, like just to, you know, it was just a part of my lifestyle. So I never thought like I'd be personal training.
And even with like a dance background, you never, like, where did you think dance was going to take you?
Yeah, I don't know.
You just had a passion for it.
I did. And then once I was like, I can go to school for this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to school for this. And then once I got my degree in it, honestly, I look back and I'm like, I wish that I would have continued schooling and gotten my education for dance because, you know, I could be teaching it right now in the school systems. But I was so over being in school. I was like, I have my degree. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And at that point of my life, I was auditioning. I was teaching. Like, in that moment, I think that I was already fulfilled.
Yeah.
Like, within my dance career.
Okay.
You know, like, obviously I wish I would have booked more jobs, but I think that what I was doing was fulfilling enough. But did it make me like tons of money? No.
This is while you were living in New York,
This
right?
is while I was living in New York. So, and I had gotten like, I was working out. I was, you know, definitely very, very active. But it wasn't until I like honestly was training with you was when I was like, oh, like I could actually make this a career. Yeah.
Okay. And now we started in Westco. You said you were like, you went all in. You're like, I'm quitting my 9 to 5. You hated your job.
No, I literally
like, no,
job.
Yes. And the only thing that you liked about it.
I thought I could sit at a desk. I actually manifested, like, I just want a 9 to 5. I just want to sit there and just get my. I put that in the universe. I did. How crazy is that?
That is crazy.
And then I came back to California. My mom was like, I have a job for you. Like, you can be a receptionist. You work 7 to 4.
Money.
And I was like, oh my God, I don't even have to look for a job. Like,
yeah.
I literally like, and then years in, I was like, what am I doing?
Yes. And now when did P fall into line in this?
So
because I feel like she probably made you start thinking about something new or wanting a different path.
Well, I mean, you know, like when you're a mom, like your timing, your scheduling, everything is just shifted and it's on you to figure it out.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I know you have a husband and like, you know, people who are still together, like you still take on a majority of like
you still have the
scheduling and like all of that. So for me, like I knew I was at work, but I was splitting my time. I would go to work, I'd come home, I would then do like, I felt like it was like a shift, like okay, now I'm with the baby for the rest of the day, for the rest of the night. And I'm like, this cannot be life.
Yeah.
It cannot be life. Like, granted, you know, you're still working when you're in personal training, but you're creating your own schedule. You're doing what you love. It doesn't feel like work all the time. And then obviously I got to bring her to work. Yeah. So like that
and
was
now
she's
6 and she's been running around the gym since she was at least 1.5 or 2.
Running around, knows how to work every machine at this point. Like, I'm like, you'll be a trainer in no time.
100%. Even like you got to pay your college girl somehow, you know? But it's funny because you even see just like having that relationship and having your daughter in the gym, like you are teaching her values, you're teaching her hard work. Like she's seeing you at work, and I'm sure she actually sees when you're at the gym working, you're happy and you're excited. And then she's around other healthy individuals. She has like her gym uncles and all the things.
My God, no.
So it's nice. What I feel like we always valued was creating like a family atmosphere, right? And just a respectful atmosphere within the gyms. Yeah. Right?
Well, that's what I loved about Westco. Like I could literally come into the gym. I would have my clients there. I would feel a sense of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like I would feel overwhelmed coming into the gym because I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how she's going to act for the next hour. Like I don't know, like I know what I can do with my clients, but I don't know what's going to happen. Am I going to have to shift?
Yeah, like she's a toddler.
Totally. So I would come in and like all the girls would be like, and they would take her from me, and like I wouldn't even have to like worry. Like I don't even feel like I had to like look over my shoulder to like, hey, like, because there were moms there too, and there were just like all the girls, like Denise, like Juge, like they all just would take her, and I'd be like, cool, and I would work for the hour, and they would have her.
100%.
And that was a huge relief off of me for sure. And I'm super thankful for like that type of environment, because if I didn't have that, I think that I would have became very, very overwhelmed, and I wouldn't feel as confident now, like bringing her into the gym.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
Like now she's older and I can bring her, and she's a little bit more like she can sit there and like play with her tablet and stuff. But before,
no, she was running amok.
Oh my gosh.
I remember I'd be like, P.
Yes.
I'm like, do I have permission? Do I have permission to look at your daughter? And you're like,
you do.
Please do. And I'd be like, hey, P, like, you know, you're gonna get your mom in trouble. She's like, and then like all of a sudden she would stop what she was doing.
Yes.
But I feel like that's one thing that fitness, we have that flexibility, right? Like you were a new mom. and I'm not saying every gym is like this, like I can't say that, but I know there are gyms that are family friendly. And at the end of the day, if you're lucky enough to be in that situation, I think you got a taste of like, hey, I can live this life on my terms. I can have my daughter around. I don't have to find a sitter, and I can still make money and provide for me and my daughter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was a huge factor. And I think that's why I pushed so hard. I marketed as hard as I did because I knew that like this was the lifestyle that I wanted. Because once you have it, once you like taste the freedom and the flexibility and
not asking for a vacation,
like all of those, I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And now when you were transitioning, obviously I'm sure you had good points of training, low points, but like where do you think like just in general, like where did I help you navigate kind of that transition?
I would say a big part of my success are those events that I do, is the networking that I've done so far. So I feel like you and I, we relate on a sense of like building the community, building a sense of camaraderie, and then like nurturing the relationships that we have.
Yes.
And that's huge in this industry. Like a lot of my clients are with me to this day because they've been with me for years. They've been referred to me by somebody else who's worked with me. And so I feel like I really gained a voice through the events that I've done and just like went for it in networking.
100%.
You have to in this industry. Like I'd be lying if you are trying to come into this industry and you're like, oh, I'm not really a social media person, or oh, I'm not really like on social media. Oh, like I don't really like to like speak and this and that. Like
but you have to.
It's a huge part of the business. Like you are speaking to people daily. You are guiding them. You are talking to them. You are telling them how to do something. You are trying to be motivating. Like you have to have a good sense of like energy, like when you're in the space. And so that is something that I learned from you, but like I fed off your energy. And the events that I've done, you've been a part of every single one of them. Yeah. So like that in itself was major.
And I think even building, like it's building relationships, right? And it's and I will say, like being full transparent, like the fitness industry is tough, and there's a lot of bad things that go on behind the scenes with the fitness industry. But I also feel like if you stay true to yourself and you nurture the relationships that you help build, then anything that could have been said, or people don't question your values if you stay true and your actions relate to that, right? Yes. So I firmly believe, like even like we started thinking like, hey, we want to do actual monthly meetups, quarterly meetups with transitioning boot camps, not for boot camps for clients, but boot camps for personal trainers, where we can just come together, not trying to run a class, but more come together as women and bounce off business ideas. Right. And when we had a text message, and literally in 3 minutes, we put together 12 people that were like, okay, this is the invite list. Like we're not blasting it on social media. We're going to make it a private event and then we're going to build from there. And I feel like you can only do that when you are actually truthful in who you are.
And you're connected.
Yes. 100%. Yes.
Period.
And I love that, because I feel like you said, like we do align in so many ways, that in so many different ways.
I agree. And it's hard like to find those types of relationships. Like it really is. And I mean, you saying you want to continue with like that type of community, like those events, we literally got 8 people like that.
Showed up, ready to go, paid
and ready to go. And it's because of our network, you know? So I love that for us.
Me too. And I really am excited to just see how that can build, because I feel like our classes can actually turn into like a weekend retreat. And
I think it's also a little bit like, it's refreshing because this is not geared towards clients. It's geared towards specifically like people in the industry, entrepreneurs, trainers. And you don't see that too often.
No.
Everything that people are doing right now is for their clients. It's for the people. And I love that.
Yes.
That's amazing. We need that out there. But we also need those types of events too. Like, I think, you know, there are events that I wish I could be a part of. Like, how can I make my business, you know, more effective? Or is there a training, you know, class I can take to
for sure. Just
sharpen up my skills? You know what I'm saying? Because the way that people are training now is very like, I saw it off Instagram. And so this is what I'm going to do with my clients. And that's not always effective. And so I think just like with school, I think if you're like a teacher, you're constantly like doing like continuing education, for sure. And we need that
100%. Yeah.
And where are we getting that from?
Yeah. And if it's not there, then we need to create the space for it, right? Yeah. It's one of those things where I think conversations are different when you're talking to other business owners, other personal trainers, other people in the industry. So I feel like a lot of people in our industry, they're scared to talk about like, how much do you charge? Or how much is this person paying you? Or like, oh, that person. It's just money, I think, in general.
Oh, yeah.
People don't like to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I think when you're in the same room with other people that are in the same industry and you can just be very transparent, like, hey, you're charging 70, like, why aren't I charging that much? So, and I think a lot of times women in general, we feel for the client who doesn't have the funds.
Oh, I am guilty of that.
I know you. I was like, we've had these talks, but it's one of those things like, unless you know other people are having those boundaries and having those conversations with their clients, like you literally are just like, okay, whatever, like I'll let her come in for free. Or, and I'm not like, don't get me wrong, like there's some people that you have a soft spot for, like, you take care of, but it's not like the person that just walks through the door that you have no relationship with, that you're like, okay, I'll train you for like pennies, right? So I think it's good when we're just all around each other.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of, it's just like checking you and checking your business. And also the collaborations. I think we've noticed that when you do network correctly and you start collabing with the people that you actually vibe with, your social media does grow in other ways. And then also just like people like, know, and trust you more because now you have like credit from somebody that they look up to.
I completely agree. That's why I think I've only done one. No, I don't think I've done any event by myself.
No, that's true. I've
always
somebody.
done an event with someone, and those have been, every one of them have been successful. I don't think that, not to say that I couldn't do one by myself, but like, why would I want to?
And I think you understand like, hey, I have this, like I'm really strong at this part.
Right.
And then I could probably use a little bit of help here. So why try to be in control of everything?
100%.
Yeah. So you're killing it. When is your next, like, have you planned your next event?
I know me and Jackie have been talking about wanting to do one, and then life happened.
Life always happens.
But I'm actually going to help out with the Lift Club on the 22nd. So if you're in the area.
Is that going to be at?
That is at Self-Made Chino Hills.
Okay.
On the 22nd, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm really excited. Danny Retta, he's oh my God, such a cool community he is building through that.
I was so proud of him.
Through that event that he's doing. It's amazing. So I'm really excited to be a part of it. He asked me and I was like, absolutely. It's going to be good vibes. He's had great turnouts from every one of those events. So I'm excited to kind of, be a part of it.
I'm actually going to be at the West Covina one.
Okay. When is that one?
July 12th.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should be a good time. So Sunday, 9 to 12.
If you need a trainer, she'll be there. No, but that's what I love. It's like, even like you name dropping Danny and how awesome he is, or the community that he's building, like just being an overseer and looking at what he has built and his like just dedication to want to do more.
No, definitely. You can notice when people are doing like good things in the community, and he's definitely somebody who has taken his niche and like expanded it
100%.
So like kudos to him for doing that. Nobody's done that.
No.
And like that's what I love to see. Like I love seeing something that's new and fresh, like what we're doing for the trainers. That's new and fresh.
Do you feel like because you're surrounded with other trainers, it kind of forces you to like step your game up?
100%.
Like a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to go into that space because I'm intimidated. But I think having that mindset shift where it doesn't need to be intimidating. I just need to come in there with like, hey, what can I learn from these people? And then how can I level up my own business?
Yeah, because I mean, people are throwing events all the time. Boot camps are everywhere right now. And I think going back to like me and Jackie, like how are we going to do an event that is going to set us apart from the rest?
100%.
Like why are, girlies going to come to us, to our event? Why are they going to pay that $30, $40 fee? Why are the vendors going to come to our event and pay their vendor fee? We have to, there's a sense of like having to deliver.
Yes, 100%.
Definitely pressure, but like that's what makes a good event
100%
come to
and
light.
I think an event, it's not just an event, it's not just a date and time, it's creating the experience. And I think that's something that we always say. It's like, what's the experience that they're gonna have, like when they walk in the door, what are they gonna see? How's the music? How is the energy gonna be? So I honestly think that's where you're killing it for sure.
I love hosting. I really do. Like if I could like completely venture off. I love personal training too, but if there is a space for me to like continuously host and continuously like build off of events, like that is like probably where my foot is going towards.
Yeah. And I love that because that's even like, you know, alignment where like when I did the mixtape social.
Yeah.
Like
that was great.
I got pregnant. Yeah, I was pregnant and then I like, you know, bumping the road.
That was so
but
good.
It was one of those events that I'm just like, I know that we can do that again and again and again.
That was a great event.
Yes. And it's just cool. Like I just love seeing when women come together, the big crazy things that can happen.
I agree.
And building that community.
Yeah. It's especially in a male dominant industry.
Yeah. And
like,
it's
let's be honest.
Let's be honest. No, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that, I mean, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. Like men, it's crazy to even think in 2025, there's still some men in the industry that belittle you, even if you've had more experience, even if you've had the receipts to back up your experience, there's still going to be men in the industry that discredit all of that.
Yeah.
So being in a male dominated industry, like what do you do to keep your, like, I want to say like eye on the prize and just know like business is business and I don't really care what you say?
You know, I am really good about not listening to the noise. Like I'm really, really good about letting shit go through one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Like I don't let anything like bother me at all. Like it takes a lot for something to bother me. Like if you say things about me, like I really don't give a fuck. So staying in my lane, just knowing what I have to offer, being consistent with my craft. And like I've really taken the time to focus on me. I've been training my ass off. I've been going to take classes. I've been just getting myself out there, networking, like being a part of other gyms and kind of just like silently building a name for myself.
100%.
Like I don't want to be this loud person. I don't want to, you know, that's how people are gonna like recognize me or know me. I want to move silently, and when I do something, like you'll know that it was me.
100%. I love that. I love that because that,
and like I'm just waiting for my time. Like something big is gonna happen for me. I don't know exactly when. But I know that like something bigger in what I'm doing right now is coming. I just need to be super patient and just quiet and just keep
working,
moving and doing what I'm doing. Yeah.
And I feel like that's just a solid way, not to like end, but like segue out. It's just like at the end of the day, when you know you're working hard, you know your values have aligned. You have not wavered in how you do things. The good things will come.
Yeah.
And when you let the noise be loud, but you're able to still move and keep your eye on the prize, it's like there is no limit to what can be accomplished, right?
I agree. And there's a lot of people in this industry. So just stay in your lane, stay focused, you know, and don't give a fuck about what anyone else says.
For the year I've had, I'm going to say yes to that one for sure.
You know?
No, I definitely, and I honestly, I just want to thank you so much just for being like real with this conversation. Me personally, me and you could go and talk for like probably hours. 2 more hours.
Yeah,
but
easily.
It would have to be like on a censored track and tea would be spilled somewhere else. But honestly, like I know you're busy, you have pee, and the fact that you just made the time to be here.
Of course.
I appreciate you.
I love you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I will keep you guys posted on our next events.
Yes.
Coming for the trainers in our area.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, you guys. Talk to you next time.